Hello, this is the opening of 6th grade math, which the course suite includes 70 lessons and worksheets for quizzes, tests, classwork. If you want more information about PowerPoints or videos for 6th grade math, email me here at this email. Lesson 1.1, identifying integers and their opposites. Here are the standards here, teachers. There's 10 classwork, there's a pretest here for the first lesson. We first go into the pretest, and then there's 10 points of note-taking as well. And we start with a bell work here to have your students start on. When they come in, they can start in this bell work. Homeschoolers, you can do the same as a warm-up. Pretest. Page 1, comparing whole numbers. How are these two numbers here related to each other? We have examples here. Compare digits in the thousands, compare digits in the hundreds, compare digits in the tens. So that would be how you would systematically determine which number is larger than the next number. This one here is obviously larger than this number here because of the tens place. 6 is larger than 2. So go ahead and students use this sign or this sign or this sign for the relations between these two numbers here in each one of these questions. Same thing here, ordering whole numbers. You have a list here of numbers, and they need to be ordered from greatest to least. Then up here is an example of a systematic way of doing it. 416, compare digits, find the greatest number, 416. Find the next greatest number would be this number here. Find the next greatest number, which would be this one here, and then order the numbers. That would be a systematic way of ordering whole numbers, and you can do that here. You can use a separate sheet of paper for this, staple that to your pretest here. This is just to let teachers know where you're at, and then same thing here, order these list of numbers from greatest to least, and for 10 as well. And then locating numbers on a number line, graph +4, and then graph -5. So there's +4. Oh, I'm sorry, that's -3. -3, -1, -2, -3. And then graph each number on a number line here, students. This is part of your little pretest for 1.1. And then we can go through with a reveal here. And then we go into classwork on page 6 of 1.1 here. We're through with the pretest. Then we go into a vocabulary exercise here. Here's preview words here. Absolute value, inequality, integer, positive number, opposites, and negative numbers. A blank is a statement that two quantities are not equal. Give your students a little bit of time before they can do this on their class worksheet, teachers. Set of all whole numbers and their opposites are integers. Numbers greater than 0 are, and then go up here, what are they? Greater than 0, positive numbers. And then numbers less than 0 are negative numbers. Then we go into our classwork here, our official classwork. Identifying integers and their opposites. How do you identify an integer and its opposite? This goes into students' notebook here. This is notebook on page 1 of this classwork. Positive numbers are numbers greater than 0. Positive numbers can be written with or without a plus sign. For example, 3 is the same as plus 3. Negative numbers are numbers less than 0. Negative numbers must always be written with a negative sign. So here's your negative numbers here, and then your positive numbers are here. To the right of 0, to the left of 0. The number 0 is neither positive nor negative. So we go into classwork number 2 here. Explore activity. Elevation of some topographical areas are represented by positive numbers, which are above sea level, and below sea level are represented by negative numbers. Here is a table showing different locations here and their elevations in relation to sea level. And then plotting these elevations on a number line. We have C here, -9, and then B is -5. E would be Juniper Trail, -3. Then A would be +5. And then D would be +8. Class worksheet number 3. Here's our table of topographical areas here, and then here are their plots on a number line. What point on the number line represents sea level? And then which location is closest to sea level? How do you know? Juniper Trail is closest to 0 on the number line, which Juniper Trail is -3, which would be right here. Here's your 0, so you're only 3 units away there. And then which two locations are the same distance from sea level? Are these locations above or below? So right here we have -5 and then 5. Little Butte and Cradle Creek. Which location has the least and how do you know? So again, this is familiarity to a number line and what it means for distance away from the origin. Dinosaur Valley, its elevation is farthest left, so here Dinosaur Valley on the number line. Then page 4 of the class worksheet here, explore activity continued. Analyze relationships, morning glory, stream is 7 feet below. Sea level, what number represents the elevation of morning glory stream? So 7 feet below, be -7. And then explain how to graph the elevation of morning glory stream on a number line. Graph a point 7 units to the left of 0 on the number line. And students, would you go ahead and graph that using this number line here? If you could graph this 7 units to the left of 0, which is the origin. That'd be right there. Explore activity 2, continued here. Opposites. Two numbers are opposites of on a number line that are the same distance from 0 but on different sides of 0. For example, 5 and -5 are opposites. 0 is its own opposite. -5 and then 5. These are opposites. And then integers are the set of whole numbers and their opposites. So here we have, use your number line to find the opposites of 7. So the opposites of 7, +7, will be -7 here. Then the opposites of -6 would be +6. Opposites of 1 would be where class, be -1. And then the opposites of 9, +9, would be what class, be -9. In this number line here, it'd be like way over here for -9. How does your number line show that 0 is its own opposite? How would you show on the number line? Well, where would you go to plot the opposite of 0? You'd have to stay right here. So this would be 0, and then put 2 dots at 0. That'd be one way to do it. The crease goes through 0, so 0 lines up with itself. The way that they do that is they fold this number line in half, and then that will be its opposites. That's one technique. Or you could just mentally say 0 is its own opposite. What is the opposite of 3? What's the opposite of 3? It'd be -3. Yep, 3, -3, and 3. These are opposites here. Opposites. And then we go into our homework here for 1.1, integers. Graph and label the following points on the number line. So here's your number line. Graph these, students. It's your homework here to 6 points. If you need more room, attach an answer sheet and staple it to your homework. Graph the opposite of the number line shown, of the numbers shown on each number line. Graph the opposite there of these numbers here. And then write the opposite of each number. So you would write the opposites here in your blanks. If you want the solutions to these, you'd have to get a solution PowerPoint, which is available, by the way, teachers. Given an integer, how do you find its opposite? Then they want you to provide an explanation of how to physically do it or mentally find the opposite of an integer. And then correction PowerPoints can be gotten by emailing me at this email address for PowerPoints, correction PowerPoints, or correction video of 70 lessons for 6th grade math. Thank you very much.